Good morning, Libra. You can see something a little bit unusual going on with today's reading because we've got Scorpio joining us for some reason. Also, possibly a little bit of Gemini and a little bit of Capricorn, because as I was getting ready for your reading today, I was kind of painting my nails, and I was watching another tarot card reader called Awakening to Spirit. Now, I watch most of her videos because I just really like her. She's my favourite tarot card reader. Um, and she tends to have parallels with my own readings. It's strange. So I was watching her Cappy reading, and my cat jumped onto the bed, and I was trying to paint my nails, and the cat came over wanting all this attention, and I couldn't stroke her because I would have got furry nails, right? So she's going crazy. She's like rubbing up against me, purring, just very, very affectionate. So like I kind of tried to kind of like rub her with my elbow and things like this to kind of like appease her. But there's something to it. So as she was doing this, Awakening to Spirit started talking about her, a cat in one of the cards, and she was talking about a cat being in Gemini's reading. So cats, there's something about cats, and all this was happening, and I was really drawn to this, like silver and gold, right? Or gold and diamonds, I don't know, and this, right? So I'm not quite sure what's going on. My cat, though, Bess, she wanted some food. Basically, that was her ulterior motive. So what I'm getting from this is maybe somebody's been trying to do something, and another person perhaps has been. I'm thinking somebody in a relationship, somebody already in a connection. Like somebody's come up and they're kind of like, pouring at the person, like being all sort of trying to come on to this person, but you're kind of like, or I don't know who you are in this situation, but one person's like, no, I've got work to do, I'm busy, and the other person's like, give me attention. But it's like they want something, there's something behind that, because Beth ultimately wanted food, and since I've fed her, she's not come back again. But also it could be, cats could be symbolic at the moment for a number of signs where the cats are trying to lead someone somewhere, so there could be something there for somebody. Also, what I'm getting up here now, you have a real theme of like almost like truth and justice and secrets. Secrets revealed, something like this going on in your reading. Because as I went to pull your card, which is the Justice card in the tarot, someone who's truth seeking, they want honesty, they want fairness, they have a lot of clarity, they make decisions, they have good judgment. You can see here legal situation or document, police, finding out the truth in a matter affecting the balance. Now, I was really drawn to how the Scorpio card, the High Priestess, was behind the Libra card. Now that's intentional, I've got my cards in order, but there's something about like Scorpio energy being behind Libra energy or something like that, or it's like, see, the Justice sees clearly. The Justice card is like the judge or the decision maker of the tarot, and Scorpionic energy, the High Priestess, is quite silent. She doesn't always speak her truth, but she kind of knows things, right? So something to do with truth seeking and secrets, but it's like the High Priestess is behind the Libran energy, like supportive in some way. So again, Libra Scorpio doesn't have, well, it does have to be. That's why I'm using these cards. Now, it makes a lot of sense for me personally. My mother is Scorpio, so this to me would be my mother is behind me. She's got my back. But I'm kind of really drawn to kind of the two curtains behind the, they both sit in front of the pillars. They both sit in front of veils. Now, the veils represent the hidden things. So the Justice card can symbolize sort of government, contracts, decision making behind closed doors. So they just gave me, and I don't know it very well, I've only seen it once, but it's it's a stage play, very famous stage play, but the name of it's completely escaping me now. It's about a famous politician, famous stage play. It's a musical. Hamilton, there we go. There's a scene in Hamilton where they make a decision behind closed doors. And because it's made behind closed doors, because it's not open and there's no transparency, there's a lot of distrust of the authority. So there could be something going on like this. So the reason why the justice has the curtain behind her is because that represents, for example, if you were in a court case and the judges go away or the jury goes away to go, kind of make their decision behind closed doors, and they come back with the decision. And it's like, so the decision maker, the judge in this situation, goes behind the curtain, and behind the curtain you have the high priestess sat there advising the front-facing decision making almost. So this energy, the B and J, which immediately makes me think of something lewd, actually symbolizes kind of like heaven and hell, or the 3D and the kind of psychic realm, or the spiritual realm, however you want to put that. Now she also sits in front of a veil, so her veil is to do with like the 3D reality, the things that we can see, hold and touch, and kind of the psychic realm of spirit and dreams, and that connection to the universal energy or God, however you want to put that. So the hidden things. So you have justice here, front facing, going behind the curtain, going to the high priestess, who is, you know, sat there advising this energy. And then, but she goes behind the curtain, and what's behind that second curtain? So who's behind this energy? Also, interestingly enough, you've got 1 and 1, which makes a 2, and a 2. So it's like 2 people. Maybe there isn't another person behind that third curtain, or second curtain, sorry. Maybe that's all there is. 2 people. So I don't know why Scorpio energy is in your reading. I think maybe you're getting advice from a Scorpio, or perhaps you've got Scorpio in your chart. But it's like hidden things, truth, what is seen, what is truth, and what is hidden. What is seen with your eyes and your ears, and what's spoken to you versus what you intuitively know underneath that. There's a lot of balance here, you know, like heaven and earth, and also like the balance of Libra there, weighing up, trying to balance out. Perhaps you're trying to balance out your tangible side, your kind of day-to-day reality, and this kind of spiritual connection that you have. Also to note, on the High Priestess cards, it actually says the highest card in the tarot deck. So there is no higher, there is nothing else behind that curtain perhaps other than the connection to God. Very powerful, good or bad secrets to be revealed. So there's something about revealing secrets and speaking truth. Now this has been coming through intuitively for me. I've been getting quite a lot of stuff through, actually, because I didn't do a reading on Sunday, so I get kind of like a double whammy of information. It's like a build-up of downloads that come through. So take anything that is relevant to you, leave anything that isn't. I've got a bit of a jumble here. Again, maybe you're looking at a situation. There's quite a lot of stuff to kind of like sift through, and you're just trying to get to the truth. You're trying to get to the bottom of the matter. But there's a lot of kind of like, almost like red herrings, like things that may seem relevant but aren't, and you're with that wonderful you know, diamond mind, that clarity, Libra, you are weighing up each piece of evidence and either very knowledgeably seeing if it's relevant or discarding it as irrelevant kind of fodder. So you need to do the same right now in this situation. Use your intuition, use that brilliant mind of yours. Take anything that is relevant and applies to your situation, and anything that doesn't, just kind of leave for somebody else, because I've got a real mix of things here. But there is this key kind of, almost this key thread of like the justice system perhaps, or something like that, and the need for truth. So the first thing you have is The Chain of Fools by Aretha Franklin, or The Commitments. It's chain, chain, chain. So that is literally all I was getting, and it was very faint. I was just getting chain, 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 over and over again. So there could be something like a chain of events. Somebody could feel chained in a situation. Again, there could be something to do with justice, you know, feeling shackled, feeling like yeah, like if I'm really feeling that, like your shackles are on, you can't move freely, something perhaps is unjust, could be chained to some kind of contract, some kind of contract that stops you revealing some sort of truth. Chain of Fools could be, I mean, in that song, the actual song is about, sorry, they just gave me link in a chain, but there could be something about, maybe you are dating someone or you're interested in someone in a relationship, and you're quite aware that they have other people, they're a bit of a player, but you're kind of like, I'm just going to take as much as I can from this situation. It could be somebody is involved in some sort of, again, I'm just thinking about the cat. It could be that somebody is involved in a situation, perhaps they are getting divorced, that's why you'd have to go to court, and the other person is kind of like trying to get as much as they can out of the situation financially. Perhaps somebody could be very affectionate because they're trying to get some kind of information out of you. There's a whole kind of like melting pot, like they're showing me a soup. Literally showing me a bowl of soup. So there's a whole like soup of different things going on here for different people. Again, the commitments. So the Justice card, as I say, symbolises contracts. So there could be some kind of commitment here that somebody's chained to. Next you got, I mean, there was other things in between, but I wasn't awake enough to write everything down, but I got Trust in You by Daigle, I think her name is. Now, again, there's this spiritual aspect. The High Priestess is coming through here, because Trust in You, it is a like a religious song. It's a Christian, I think, singer. So she's actually singing to God. When you don't move the mountains, I need you to move. When you don't part the waters, I want to walk through. I will trust in you. So it's almost like saying, it could be spiritual for you. It could be spiritual. And again, everybody's welcome here. We all respect each other's opinions and beliefs. And I, personally, to me, it's a melting pot of things that are all come from the same source anyway. So it could be trusting in fate, trusting in some kind of intuitive advisor, trusting in some kind of spiritual, a person with a strong spiritual connection. Again, I am getting mother from the High Priestess card because my mother is Scorpio, but it could be, the advice from this person, you're trusting that they have a very strong intuition in a situation where you're seeing things very clearly, perhaps you're seeing things almost in black and white. This person is able to intuit information, so there could be something there. You could be just simply believing in God, believing in spirit, trusting in fate. And it could also be on a very grounded level. It could be placing your trust in someone else, even though there's no reason to do so. It's like if people asked you, why do you trust this person? Perhaps it could be that you're having a relationship and this person was a player in the past, that chain song, and somebody's saying to you, why would you trust this person? You're just another brick in the wall kind of thing. You could be saying, well, no, I'm trusting my intuition on this one and I trust this person. So it's like placing your trust in somebody, and it's like maybe hey, told you, cats has something to do with, I feel like, a couple of signs at the moment. There you go, she's trying to get on the window ledge. Yeah, she's not interested in me today, unless I'm providing her with food and access to windows. So yeah, it could be that you're dealing with somebody who is, perhaps they don't look very trustworthy, or perhaps they're doing things and perhaps you don't know why they're doing something. Perhaps they're doing something behind the scenes and you don't know why they're doing that thing, and you don't know how the judgment call is going to kind of fall, but you're very much placing your trust in that person. It's like, I don't know what you're doing behind the scenes, but I believe in you. My throat's closing up. So yeah, somebody could be struggling to say something due to some kind of contract, possibly. After trust in you, I got the word blind. So I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone. Somebody perhaps coming to my reading could literally be blind, or know somebody, or be dealing with somebody who is blind. Because in your last reading, I was talking about walking through the darkness, not being able to see, somebody calming somebody down, using your hand to feel your way out of a dark cave. So literally, somebody could be literally blind. Now, I just wanted to briefly mention that it may sometimes be worth going back and watching older readings. I actually do want to go and watch each playlist to see kind of like the journey of each sign, and if there's reoccurring motifs and themes in each sign for my own kind of interest. But I because I'm kind of like intuitively getting messages, I'm kind of channeling as I do these readings, I forget what I've said. So I have to actually go back and rewatch my reading because I can't remember what I've said in them. Sometimes I remember like a vague outline of the main theme, but it's a different state of, it's a different level of consciousness when I'm doing the readings. So yeah, I don't remember them. So I have to sometimes go back and watch them and remember what I've said. And I did this actually with my Libra reading. Now I'm Libra, and in that reading I was talking about maybe somebody's doing home decorating, maybe somebody's painting, and then I also said, oh, I've been getting warnings about fires, check your fire alarms. You know, I'm getting a strong message to check your fire alarms. Now, I'd completely forgotten about this, and it turns out that a few days later I did actually start painting the walls, and I had to move the fire alarm while I was doing this, and the fire alarm started beeping to tell me it had a low battery. I didn't have a battery available, and I actually took the battery out of my fire alarm because the beeping was annoying me. So it'd been a few days, it'd been like 3 days, and I rewatched my Libra reading, and it was like, check your batteries in your fire alarm. I was like, oh my God, I have to go out and get a battery right now and put it in my fire alarm. So there's definitely value in like going back and rewatching the readings, and also sometimes things that come up in a reading may not make any sense when it happens, and a few days later, you know, that it'll suddenly make sense, or you know, you rewatch it and you think, oh, I know what that was now. But yeah, it was like, oh my God, I really have to, like, I can't believe I took the battery out of my fire alarm after they'd warned me. So yeah, really interesting. You know, I couldn't have predicted that my battery, you know, I couldn't have predicted that my fire alarm was going to start beeping. It wasn't beeping at the time of the reading, it was like days later. So it's not a coincidence, is what I'm trying to say. The next song, you might be thinking this about me right now, and it came out at the end of somebody's reading last week, but I got Madness by Muse again. So there could be something in that song. It's like love is madness, love is a kind of madness, or almost like maybe you have a connection with somebody and everybody's saying you're mad, but you intuitively know that this is right for you. I got the word love drunk, and they're just telling me high on love now. And now, wait, hang on, they're giving me something else. It's Justin Timberlake. Doom, 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 doom. She's freaky, but I like it. Ding, 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 ding. She's freaky. What did he say? She grabbed that yellow bottle. She likes the way it hits her lips. She gets to the bottom. It sends her on a trip. So right. I guess she's going home with me tonight. Do, 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 do. It's Love Drunk, I think she knows. Is the song that I'm getting. So I'm going to make a note of that now. Do be careful. Don't, you know, obviously be sensible if you're going out drinking. You know, make sure you've got a good friend around you who can look after you if you do drink too much. Yeah, just be careful. You don't want to get yourself into any sticky situations there. But also, you know, I am getting love drunk. Somebody like who's almost like in that gorgeous kind of fuzzy state of falling in love where everything just feels like it's like a fairy tale. So I'm just going to make a note of that song and I'll be back with you. Also, the name of that song, I think that she knows. Again, it's intuition, so maybe somebody doesn't have any evidence, but they intuitively know that somebody likes them, something like this. The next thing I got was a single piano note. It was like ding, like the chime of like somebody really hitting a piano key quite hard and it ringing out. One key, I think it could be E flat. Now I am terrible at music, I don't know music, but I was hearing E flat, E flat, E flat. So I don't know if that note in particular means anything to you. Perhaps you're a musician, perhaps you're playing around with E flat. But to me, it sounded like the first key in the song from Big. So is it Chopsticks? Din 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 din. But it's like the din. But it also, the other reference that they kind of gave me was in Pretty Woman, which I think I was talking about again this week in another video. But in Pretty Woman, there's a scene where they there's a piano scene. And they kind of play random notes sometimes. So again, it's like one note on its own. So whether that's relevant to you, how that's relevant to you, I don't know. But literally one key is what they gave me. One note. One note could be something. Maybe you've been writing notes. Next, I had a dream. I'm going to try and run through this quite briefly. It's quite long-winded. I had two dreams, actually. A dream within a dream, almost. Somebody gave me... I was out for a meal with family. Somebody gave me a gift. It was tarot cards. I thought, oh my goodness, what a kind of perfect gift for me. These are beautiful. Thank you so much. And I actually kind of made a few notes in the kind of little booklet that came with the pack. Now, it wasn't a tarot deck that I recognised. It was an imaginary tarot deck, I assume. But I kind of like highlighted a few things in the leaflet. And because I've got a memory like a sieve, I forgot the bag with the gifts in, and kind of went home. And then about, a year later, 6 months later, I went out for another meal, and this same person gave the exact same gift to somebody else that I was with, but this person had also been at the last meal. So it was like a recycled gift, but it was very obvious, and everybody got a bit upset. I was upset because I was like, I really like that gift. I kind of actually did want it, and I'm scared that I hurt their feelings because I forgot it, but then it was also like this other person was offended because this gift was, it wasn't really for them. It was my gift. And it was just like, oh, here you go. Here's something I had lying around the house. So everybody kind of got a bit upset, and I left. And then there was like a follow-up phone call where somebody disguised. So again, this could be relevant for somebody. Take anything that's relevant, leave anything that isn't. Somebody disguised their number as somebody else's number. They rang from somebody else's phone. I got the sense it was like a rapper and somebody who's tattooed, a kind of like a Mod Sun, if you know Mod Sun. I think he's kind of like more of a rock singer, but somebody of that styling. So I answered it because I was like, oh, what does this person want? Why is this person ringing me? And it was actually a family member who had been at the meal trying to get information out of me. So again, there could be something there where somebody's trying to get information, but they're using a deceptive mean to get information. Sort of like I was saying, it's like almost like the cat could have been like a partner who's kind of being affectionate to kind of get something else. There's like ulterior motives is what I'm getting. Then a second dream is kind of getting a dream within a dream. Now I don't know if anyone's been playing the game Hitman. There's a new version of that game that's just been released, so I assume somebody's playing Hitman. But I was a hitman, and I was going to somebody's room. It was like a hotel room, because they were my mark, and I was trying to lure them out of the room. And distract them because they also had a gun. I don't know how I knew this. So I was trying to distract them to make them think, like I was throwing things to kind of make them think that I was somewhere else. And I crouched down and they came out. But it was me. Like I was the mark. So there could be something to that for somebody. And I wasn't me. I wasn't Cinderella. I was a male. So I was in this character almost. So again, could be something there for somebody. So I just let them go, and I snuck into the room to go and find their ID and check their ID. So again, something about truth, something about putting on like a mask, somebody being false in some way. I don't know what this is. I don't know. This doesn't have any relevance to me as far as I know. So take it as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. It's coming through for someone. It's coming through for some reason. Then I got When the World It Was at War, We Just Kept Dancing by Lana Del Rey. And I'm going to swear, sorry, Mum. We just want the fucking truth. We just want the fucking truth. So I don't know if this is something that you've said to somebody. Maybe you're dealing with family and somebody's being very, very deceptive in your family. And you just like, we just want the truth. And perhaps somebody's trying to use, different means to kind of get that truth out of somebody, or somebody's trying to use deceptive means to get you to say something in some kind of court situation. So just be careful of what you're saying at the moment. Then I got High Hopes, Take Me Back to Where We Started by Kodaline. So again, it could be a relationship that's fallen apart. Somebody kind of wants to turn back time and get back to a better place. Maybe some kind of apologies going on there. The song that randomised for you as I was setting up your reading was Kingston Town by UB40. When I am king, surely I will need a queen. So it's almost like this is these two energies. Like maybe Libra, maybe I'm dealing with a Libra masculine. Excuse me, so sorry, a Libra king, which, you know, I would say is a downgrade because the Empress is the Libra card as well. But when I am king, when I get some kind of a power or authority, surely I will need a queen. I always see this as almost like my Tanaquil card, like the power behind the throne, right? When I'm king, surely I will need a queen. It's like you need somebody to kind of team up with you, or you need to employ some sort of advisor. Take that as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But there's something about kings, or even Kingston. Now it's interesting, it's Kingston Town, which has a Jamaica, I think it is. Is Kingston Town in Jamaica? But you know, that's the place that they're talking about. But they were kind of giving me Kingston in London as well. I don't know, Kingston Station, King's Cross Station. So if there's something there, take that. It could be that you're meeting someone at King's Cross Station. Be careful of COVID, obviously, right now with travel restrictions. Then this next song you got, very interestingly, was The Bandit by Kings of Leon. Now, again, something about wanting truth. Bandit, somebody who's a criminal. Kings of Leon. Leon is a film about a hitman. So somebody could definitely be playing a hitman. I don't think anyone's literally a hitman. Like, that's ridiculous. Like get down off your like over dramatic, like stop thinking like life is a movie and calm down, like just calm your tits, right? That's just ridiculous. So just behave yourselves. But yeah, there's something, I think it's probably someone's been playing Hitman or Assassin's Creed, the one where they're in London, possibly. So again, if there's anything relevant there to you, there you go. But again, kings, Kingston Town, Kings of Leon, something about kings. Oh, right, I'm glad I've got through all that, because that was, like I said, it was like an intuitive soup that I was kind of getting through. So I assume that there's something in there for someone. I'm 30 minutes in already. It's ridiculous. Right, I'm going to pull you up a song. I'm going to randomise you a song on camera. All right, here we go. So this is the song that randomised for Virgo. Let's get Libra. I'm going to focus on the Libra card so we don't get too much Scorpio in here. Libra, 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 Libra. Libra. Pause. I don't want to get copyrighted. Birds of Prey. So it's from the Birds of Prey movie soundtrack. So DC, somebody could really like superheroes, DC. That's kind of like Batman. Whipped Cream and Baby Goth. That's so thick. Right, well, that's a very interesting change of tune there. I'm going to listen to that song off camera, so I don't know if you want to go and look up the lyrics or have a listen as well. Perhaps there's something relevant to you there. Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey. Okay, I'll be back with you in a minute. So that song is talking about somebody who's quite strong on their own. Again, Libra, you're a cardinal sign, so you are actually good on your own. You kind of got that that balance within yourself. Well, if you're in strong energy, so that feminine masculine balance within yourself. It's like you're your own king and queen. But she's saying, yeah, diamonds on your wrist. So again, could be definitely a reason why I wore this bracelet today. Diamonds on your wrist. I paid for them myself. I mean, this isn't diamonds. This is just a cheap costume jewelry from Sainsbury's. So again, but like fake, right? Something to do with fake. Interesting. Again, I was talking about rappers and diamonds and ice and if like real and fake. I watched a clip where somebody was going around testing rappers' jewelry and seeing if the diamonds were real. So there could be something there with checking diamonds are real. So yeah, but it's like I paid for them myself. I don't need your help. I've made a name for myself. So someone here who's very, very strong. Just kind of take anything that resonates, leave anything that doesn't. I feel like I have got interference in this reading from other signs as well. It feels messy today, which doesn't make me very happy, but we'll see what comes through. We'll see, because it could be other signs who you're dealing with, whose energies need to make themselves known in the reading. Okay, let's see. Could be a Scorpio who's running interference with some kind of like contract or court case. Here we go. So yeah, hidden. It's hidden as well, this. So this is kind of secretive energy. Oceans. Really interesting. Very interesting. Does somebody else get oceans? It's when you got desert as well there in the underlying. Solitariness. I'm reading that as kind of, I don't know if it means something to do with the sun, solitariness, but solitaire means like being on your own. So being on your own in some sort of dry desert. There's a real, I'm going to actually leave that in the upright. And then you've got this ocean, which is to do with like a depth of emotion, also kind of like the spiritual realm, bravery. So there could be some kind of bravery here needed to kind of come out of some kind of isolation, COVID, some bravery where it involves coming out of isolation into the world. The world card can symbolize internet connections as well. So maybe you've made some kind of internet name for yourself, some kind of like maybe you've branded your identity in some way. Obviously I do that. I'm Cinderella on the internet, so you know, making a name for yourself, bravery, putting yourself out there. I feel like you're in an environment that isn't necessarily your natural environment. If you look at this bravery card next to this, what's this here, Earth as well. So if you look at this bravery card and the girl that's on the ocean card that's balancing, they're very warm colors. So there's almost like this sense of like being in quite a warm place in terms of like a place where you're good on your own, you're confident within yourself, but you're quite solitary. And then it's like taking this leap of faith almost. You could be literally traveling, literally crossing water, and it takes a lot of bravery to do this, but it's like taking that warmth with you, taking that, it's like almost like you've discovered something about your soul and you're carrying that with you, almost like carefully as well, as you cross this environment that isn't your own. It's not your usual environment. There's a sense of kind of being a little bit like a fish out of water, having to almost have like the confidence and the faith carry you through. You know, it's like literally like she's been very brave, and the only thing kind of like keeping her steady is her faith in the situation. So it's almost moving from one inhospitable environment to another. I'm just noticing as well how beautifully this flows. It's like the sand is almost like the waves that flow into the water, but the sand's very dry. Not much grows there. So you could be moving from a place where either like physically or spiritually, moving from a place where nothing was growing, everything was quite dry and hot and bare and kind of dusty, like there was no growth, no emotion, to a place where there's so much emotion and opportunity that is quite overwhelming for you. So you really have to keep that inner equilibrium, that authenticity of your own purpose and soul, keep that connection with spirit, and trust in the situation to get you through it. Yeah, that's how I'm going to read that today. Let's get you another card. Oceans 11 could be relevant. Oceans apart. Can I get another card, please, for Libra? So I'm really focusing on your card up there at the top as I do this. Libra, please. Another card for Libra. That's too many. I'm going to take this one because it fell separately from the others. But you also have a seahorse spirit there. Watch and wait. So maybe you need to watch. Literally like watch your social media, watch for some sort of announcement. It could be announcement, something from the government perhaps. If you're planning on taking a trip, you need to watch to make sure you can travel, and to kind of like like figure out travel restrictions and what documents you need, something like this. Butterfly spirit, transformation is beautiful, yes, and this is why bravery is here, because when you're transforming, it does take a lot of faith. So you can almost see like this is like a top-down view, like almost like this yellow is the desert that you're coming out of, and you're spreading your wings and flying, but it does involve kind of like broadening your perspective somehow. So all of a sudden you're seeing, oh, actually, as I kind of like zoom out, she's on top of the world there, she's got that higher perspective. So when you were here, it's interesting, my son's been doing flat earth versus round earth. Is the earth flat? Is the earth round? Why? What's the evidence? It talks about like originally people kind of when they didn't have a very big perspective, they kind of look out and the earth looks flat. When you're low down on the earth and you look out, it looks flat. But one of the Greeks, I feel like it could have been Herodotus, kind of noticed that as ships sailed away, the hull sank down, which meant that they weren't sinking in the water. They were kind of like, there was a curvature of the earth there. So it's almost like, and then obviously now we can send probes up into space that take photos of the earth and show it as round. So it's almost like getting that higher perspective, maybe gaining knowledge. Maybe you've been doing a course, or you've been at university, you've got a broader perspective now on the world than perhaps the place where you grew up. It's like your bubble's grown. You know more now than you did before. It's given you an insight into different opportunities that are available to you. So you have transformation is beautiful. You are this butterfly. And again, I feel like there's something painful for you here, which is why you're having to really keep onto that authenticity. It's like you want... It could almost be like a physical change as well, like a physical transformation. Perhaps you've been doing a lot of work on your body, the things you're eating. It's almost like how the butterfly kind of like breaks down in that chrysalis and then re-emerges as something completely different. It's almost like maybe this is what you've been doing in lockdown. You were a caterpillar, you crawled into lockdown, you crawled into your bed, your cocoon, you kind of had this catharsis, and it's been very transformative with you. But spreading your wings and flying and getting, taking that leap of faith into something new, it does take a lot of faith. And also maybe that's why the high priestess is here. You're really using that intuition, that connection to spirit, the faith in God, if you are particularly religious, something there that's carrying you through and out of a situation where perhaps this change has been somewhat painful for you in some way. I will read this card in a minute. I'm just going to get you your third card. So can I get a third card, please, for Libra as the header for this reading? What's going on for Libra, please? Can I just get one card? Thank you. And Two of Earth. I'm only taking uprights today. So you do have a decision to make. I feel like your decision... Oh, look, your temptation on the bottom there. That's like the devil card. Do I stay or do I go? So funny as well, because I posted on social media that my children went through a phase where they had to put an apple in their lunchbox, and every single day they'd just take one bite out of their apple. And I was like, I could have put that apple in your lunchbox again tomorrow, if you didn't want to eat it. You're just wasting apples. And it's funny as well, because the other person was talking about peaches, and they almost look like peaches there on that card. I don't know if you can see that. Just one bite of the apple. What's that? Just one bite of the apple. Just give me a second with that one. Okay, intuition going crazy in the reading today. There's so much going on. So it took me a minute. I was like, is it poetry? What is this phrase? Just one bite of the apple, just one bite of the apple. And I started to Google it, and then I realised what it actually was. It's from this card, the Maiden card, in the Wild Unknown Spirit Animal deck. No, the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck, sorry. But as I've Googled it, it says it's a phrase, one bite short of an apple. That could be relevant to you. I don't really know what it means. But it's also the legal system. Here it says, the legal system, you only get one bite at the apple. Jessen reigns attorney at law. So again, somebody could be dealing with literal law courts there. It was the second thing that came up when I googled just one bite of the apple. So take anything that's relevant and leave anything that isn't. I'm also going to read this Maiden card because definitely got that. Also that kind of gives me like Snow White energy, just one bite of the apple. The apple was poisoned there. The queen was trying to kill her. So temptation, she was tempted by the apple. Okay, that's the devil card in this deck. So the Two of Earths is weighing something up. You know, literally that's what you do. You know, Libra, you're the Justice card. You can see she's got the set of scales. You're weighing something up. You're trying to make some sort of decision. I'm sorry if you saw my very dry finger there. It's got a bit of chapped fingers. So yeah, the Two of Earth, weighing something up, making some sort of decision. But I almost feel like there's another possibility coming in here that you hadn't even factored in. You can kind of see almost like the face there is almost like a third pentacle. So weighing something up, but there's like this, either there's someone watching you or there's this energy behind you. Could be a guardian spirit, but there's something that you've not factored into the equation yet. You haven't quite got all the information yet, I feel. So you're intuitively trying to be guided through the situation. Oh my God, look. Number 11 again. And another 2. So yeah, partnerships, perhaps they're giving me it just takes 2 again. Just takes 2, baby. Just takes 2, baby. Me and you. Just takes 2. Okay. 1 can have a dream, 2 can make that dream real. So it's like you may be partnering up with somebody. Again, it's like when I'm king, I'm going to need a queen. It's like you need your counterpart. You need your kind of like Thelma and Louise, Bonnie and Clyde kind of thing. Interesting. The funny thing about this deck as well is like I went to get the Maiden card out and I thought I've got to go through like 80 something cards here, 70 something cards to get them the card, and they kind of fell out of the box, and as they fell out of the box, you know, they kind of separated and the Maiden card was like right there, and the seed I've just noticed was kind of sat to one side. It had fallen out of the box and I hadn't noticed because it's white. It was actually on a white blanket. But the seed talks to me about the seed of an idea. You know, it's almost like a pearl. Pearls in the right environment can grow and increase. So you've got some sort of seed of an idea, some sort of dream, but it's going to take 2 people. You're going to need to partner up with somebody here to make this happen. But there's a huge amount of potential and growth here. I'm noticing as well a lot of circles. You've got the circle here, the circle of the world, the circle behind the butterfly. So it's quite a lot going on here already. Right, okay. So I'm going to read this butterfly card. Transformation is beautiful. Joy and the beautiful lightness of being alive and creative in the world is the focus when butterfly spirit flutters before you. Transformation is inevitable as you grow into your most beautiful, empowered self. Indeed, you will go through some uncomfortable stages as you let go of the forms of your life that no longer fit the new you. Even relationships must go through shifts to match your new emerging self. If you focus on the beauty and not the challenges, stop taking yourself too seriously, and choose to be playful, loving, and joyous, you will know that the miracle your soul wants you to experience through you. You will soon know the miracle your soul wants you to experience through you. Today is a day for joy, so alight. Look around and see the beauty that is everywhere and in everyone, including you. So it's like, just enjoy the ride, Libra. Stop overthinking things. Stop worrying about things. Stop being indecisive and just follow your heart. Yeah, follow your heart and enjoy it. Just go on the ride for the enjoyment of riding it, right? So, lewd. Yeah, take that as it resonates. Leave anything that doesn't there. But yeah, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. It's like the universe is giving you some gift or some opportunity as a reward for some kind of like higher state of being that you've achieved, whether that's, you know, higher learning or just doing some kind of soul work, really being quite authentic there, that light shining inside you. It's like the universe is like, here you go, here's your reward. And you're kind of a bit scared, perhaps. You're a bit scared of being, as I read this card, you'll understand the kind of princess energy that's coming through. You know, being in a new environment that's foreign to you, and being aware of the dangers there. So do be aware of the dangers. Again, don't drink too much if you're going out with people you're not, you know, 100% confident that you can trust. But yeah, just, it's like, go for it, enjoy the ride, and take normal precautions, I would say. Sensible precautions, but don't overthink it so much that you start to worry. So again, the seed there takes 2, pairing up with someone, having some kind of creative project or some kind of dream that you're making happen. The Maiden card there. The Virgin, the Princess, the Innocent. You don't have to literally be a virgin, by the way, but you could be dealing with possibly a Virgo. The maiden archetype is the epitome of innocent arousal, naive sensuality, and precarious purity. She is compelling and addictive. That's why the devil card's here. Devil card is Capricorn, by the way, as well. So it doesn't have to be, take it as it resonates. She's compelling and addictive because of her flawless and youthful glow. She's the first archetype in the trifecta of Maiden Mother Crone, and rightfully so because she has oh so much to learn. The Maiden is perfectly positioned for trouble to come her way and subject her to a challenge that leads to the next phase of womanhood. She must grow up, and yet she hesitates at the threshold, enamoured by the charms of youth. The maiden represents the side of us that is riveted and curious, drawn to shadowy forests, dark nights, and taking just one taste of the poisonous fruit. Her magic is edgy and includes both shame and delight. Let yourself fall down the rabbit hole, young one. When light, curious and enchanting, sensual, full of vitality. When dark, pretends, projects, denies, and fantasizes. Go deeper, Persephone, Alice, or any princess figures. Do you long to be rescued by another or receive a kiss that brings you back to life? Again, like that kind of like Snow White energy. It's funny because I think you had Sleeping Beauty in your last reading and now you're getting Snow White. Be wary of waiting for a prince, break the spell of your own life. Moving from the maiden to the mother is challenging, often leaving unresolved tensions between the two archetypes for years, if not a lifetime. So I kind of wanted to say, oh, interesting as well, I was really thinking about the empty room card this morning. Again, I was watching that Awakening to Spirit reading, and she was talking about painting, and I was thinking how I'd been painting, and I was thinking about like an old Capricorn reading. I think it was Capricorn. It could have been like any of the tail end signs there, like Capricorn, Pisces, Aquarius. But I remember doing a reading where I was talking about the empty room and saying, like, I think they had the artist card underneath it. And I was like, it's almost like you've got an empty room, you've got an empty space. So there's a huge amount of potential creativity there to kind of do what you want with it. They're showing me 51st dates. Again, I'm getting this like repeating, like butterfly effect business going on. So it's like a blank space, an empty room is you can see it as like the glass is half full, somebody's moved out, somebody's exited your life, or you can see it as potential for a new opportunity. So it doesn't have to literally be a room, but it's like a blank space where you can plant seeds or do something creative in there and make it your own. It's an opportunity, so something to that. Also the sustainer there is like, I don't know. Okay, so it's just really interesting that I was thinking about that card this morning during that reading, and it was right there underneath the maiden. Shush tummy, I know it's breakfast time. Just let me get through this reading. So let's move the camera down a little bit and do your full spread. So we're going to do a little bit of journey. We're going to find out more about this journey that you're on. We're going to have point A to point B. It's a linear kind of passage of time, but it's interesting because I'm really getting this butterfly effect business where it's like they're giving me Like a Virgin. I'm sorry, but the Madonna song. So it's almost like you could already be a mother. It doesn't matter what stage of your life you're at. It's like there's this new opportunity opening up for like almost like they're giving me step back in time now. It's like Kylie, all we can do is step back in time. So it's like maybe a missed opportunity from the past, something you wanted to do and you didn't do. Butterfly effect, like sliding doors. There's something going on here where it's like the universe is like opening something up that you thought was closed. So it's like it could be relationships. Perhaps you've closed out one relationship, you're going to go into another relationship. They're giving me step back in time quite strongly. So it's like going back, like a virgin, like going back. And it could be like a virgin in business, a virgin in some sort of situation, a virgin in education. It's like going back to the start. Now they're giving me that song as well. Right, I'm going to make a note of all those songs. I really need to start doing readings on Sundays, because otherwise, look, you've got the Hierophant there as well. Was it Scorpio? It was Scorpio that last time. Scorpio had a reading and it was like, she's my priestess, I'm her priest. I'm sorry about my rumbly tummy, guys. We're just going to have to put up with it. But yeah, she's my priestess, I'm her priest. Back to the start. Oh, there's something cool going on. It really feels like somebody's going to go into some kind of like like time warp. Just to note as well, I forgot to mention, like, there's thick snow outside today. Like, I woke up, I opened the curtains, and it was like like decent, like proper thick snow. So I don't know if that's relevant to somebody. It could be worth mentioning. I'm really noticing all the pink, like the pink and kind of salmon colours of the Justice card up there. The kind of like the colour coming through here, and then this card too. So it's like King and Queen, Priest and Priestess. You could be teaming up with some kind of Scorpio here. Yeah. Okay, I just shouted for my kids to get up and start getting ready for school. So just if you hear them shuffling around, that's what that is. So point A to point B. Let's see what we get here. Point A, please. I'm only taking uprights. King of Wands. There's the Hierophant again. And your card, the Justice card. So there could be three people in the situation. These are almost like three characters now. This is your card. This could be symbolizing higher learning, higher education. So what we've got happening here now, if this is you, you've been feeling very fired up and passionate about something. King of Wands is like really mastering some kind of passion. So perhaps having some sort of passion project, really wanting to take action towards something, possibly holding yourself back. The King of Wands is quite he has a lot of he's not reserved, he's very dynamic, he's kind of a leader, very kind of like bombastic and vivacious, kind of the center of attention when he walks into a room, very attractive energy. No matter his physical appearance, his energy is very, very magnetic, because he's so kind of confident and courageous and kind of very vivacious. So feeling very passionate about something. You could be feeling very passionate about King of Wands, so take it as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. It could be your energy, it could be somebody you're dealing with, but it's like needing to take action, but being quite mature about it. He's not the Knight of Wands who is impulsive. He's got that maturity and experience. So quite sexy energy there to start with your reading. This goes into the Hierophant. So it could be that you were taking action and feeling very passionate about some kind of spiritual activity, or something to do with some kind of structure. It could indicate marriage. It could indicate, especially with the Justice card, the Hierophant and Justice coming out together, this is almost like, again, it's like law courts, something very formal, some kind of, an education establishment. These cards together kind of symbolize like law and authority for me, the powers that be, the decision makers. You've got a lot of this kind of like decision maker, like the people who control things energy, but it can indicate kind of like higher learning, seeking out information as well. Very strong energy, like the King of Wands is a very strong character card there, and then you've got two major arcana. So you've done something very big, and I do feel like it's taken you to a place where you've kind of done that inner work, you've done that soul work, you've got into a very, very strong, stable place emotionally, and to do with your soul. I think you're very, very clear about what you want and who you are. So here you've got this Justice card, and it's right under this Two of Earth. So excuse me, so sorry about that. So you've got this Justice energy. Again, Two of Pentacles, it's almost like you've got a pentacle in each side of those scales, and you're doing some kind of self-reflection here. You can see it's like she's looking down at that kind of shadow side. So you could be doing shadow work. You could be, you could almost be wrestling with some kind of shadow side, your head and your heart, almost, your head and your guts. So kind of like is she trying to pull this sword up, or is she trying to pull it down? Who's pulling down and who's pulling up? So you're kind of wrestling with almost like your logical side, that very, very logical headspace that you have, Libra, where you do like to be very grounded and practical and realistic, and you like to see things clearly, but then it's like your intuition is pulling the other direction. So you've got this kind of like head and heart, or like logic and intuition kind of push and pull going on that you're trying to balance out. And I think you are achieving some kind of balance here with this. You'd have to be achieving the balance in order to kind of like, cross that border, to balance on that world there. So What comes next, please, for Libra? I saw the King of Pentacles, by the way, on the bottom of the deck there. Being a bit secretive here, being a bit guarded about something. The Seven of Swords is a card about standing up for yourself. Yeah, look, you've done that soul work. So you've done whatever you're doing here. You've kind of come to some kind of peace with yourself about who you are as a person. It's like, I'm embracing both my masculine and feminine. I'm embracing my shadow side and my light side. I am really quite a whole person and really quite comfortable with who I am as a person. But that means that sometimes when you get into that very high vibrational energy, look, and I was talking about that bubble right before at the start of the reading, and how your bubble has expanded. Like literally when I channel into the energies, sometimes I imagine a bubble around myself, and kind of like almost like extending that energy outwards, down into the ground, up into the sky, out into the trees. So like something to do with the extending and controlling your own energy. You may have to protect your own energy. You may have to create some kind of like you may have to sage, meditate. That's another song from Birds of Prey. You may have to kind of like really protect your energy at the moment. Maybe take yourself, almost like hermit energy, take yourself out of situations that cause you stress and kind of pull you away from that meditative state in order to kind of protect that energy bubble. And look, she's got that glow inside her again. Right, 3 cards there with that like warm yellow glow inside a kind of solar plexus. Maybe that's why my tummy's rumbling like crazy today. It could be symbolizing kind of some kind of like deep inner knowing, deep like I was talking about, like you having that diamond heart, diamond soul, diamond mind, a lot of clarity there about who you are as a person. But sometimes when you get into a very high vibrational energy, just look at that pink space as well inside that bubble, and everything outside that pink space is kind of like brown and boring. So your inner world at the moment, Libra, is beautiful. Like your imagination, your belief in yourself, you're in a very high vibrational state, or you will be. Again, you could be anywhere along this timeline. So having that balance, you may literally be doing like yoga and balance work. I know I am. I'm Libra and I've been doing that. So meditating. But all these ones are kind of like people trying to come at her. It could be like they're trying to like kind of poke through that bubble, right? Trying to mess with your equilibrium. So it could be you know, family members, friends, partners, people who are trying to kind of like get your attention. It's funny as well, I was talking about how the cat was trying to get my attention. She literally at one point like just clawed into my back because she was like, give me attention. So I do feel like there's one person who's getting through, somebody who's poking into that. It's almost like your knees poking out and their sticks kind of poking in to your bubble. There's some kind of connection being made. It's like you've allowed one energy to come in, or one energy has successfully kind of pierced that in a world that you've got going on there. It's like you could be dreaming about somebody, or somebody could be dreaming about you, or vice versa, or both. Yeah, somebody's kind of invaded that inner sanctum, that inner world. Could be the King of Wands. That's where I've put the card. So what happens after the Seven of Wands? So yeah, defensive or standing up for yourself. When you get very confident, when you get in very, very high vibrational energy, you know, sometimes people can get quite jealous, especially if you've got some kind of success from it. You know, they see you in high vibration and they don't have that, so they can sometimes try to bring you down to their level. It's like these people are trying to hit you down to their level, but they can't. You're above that. You know, like you're above the fray. If people are fighting, you're above it. You just take yourself out of the situation. You're not going to be brought down to their level, is the way I'm seeing it there. This is very strong energy, Libra. Let's hope it stays. The tower moment. Yeah, okay. So people are trying to knock you down from that tower. They may see you as being a little bit aloof, a little bit like I'm too good for everybody else. So, you know, do be aware that you're not becoming quite distant and cold and unrelatable. So people are, I think, going to try and knock you down off that tower. It could be that there's some kind of light bulb moment, some kind of something that hits you quite hard. It kind of makes you feel like you're in a bit of a panic. I feel like you've got the equilibrium here though to balance your way through the situation, but it's transformative. Like, look at the butterflies on fire. So it's like I said, there's something painful here for you. It threatens your equilibrium, but it's like almost like you've got that inner strength to survive it and come out of it, almost like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Like, you're going to come out stronger. So it's almost like somebody's going to try and knock you down, but it's like you're so strong that you're built for the fire, and you're gonna like, it's almost like Mockingjay they're showing me. Is it Mockingjay where her dress sets on fire? It's like the fire, you're the king of wands at the start of the reading, the fire is your friend. It's like, oh, they're giving me shake it off. It's like what they didn't know about you. What they didn't know about you is like you've got this secret superpower. It's like, oh, it's almost like they're showing me, sorry, it's not even a real scene, I don't think. It's like somebody, you know, like in superhero movies, somebody like fires like a ball of fire at somebody. And it's almost like they didn't expect Libra to catch it and to like set themselves on fire and become this phoenix. They were like, I did not see that happening. That's kind of what's happening here with you, Libra. Okay, if you notice that I had to stop and restart to squeeze a few extra minutes out of this reading. So what happens after the tower? Explain the tower to me. What happens after the tower? Oh my God, Libra, you are going to absolutely smash this. The Six of Cups. So there's a lot of nostalgia here for something. Again, the tower can feel like the rug's pulled out from underneath you. It's like it's making you move. It's making you take that leap of faith into something new, to travel, to put yourself out there. Yeah, it's pushing you into this transformative energy, because it's like maybe you wouldn't have done it. Maybe you'd have just sat there in your bubble if that tower moment hadn't come along. So you're recognizing that the tower moment is ultimately for your own good. You're trusting, right? That Daigle song, Trusting You. It's like when you throw those fireballs at me, universe, you know, I bat them away, and sometimes they hit, but I know that it's for a purpose. I know that it's making me move into a better situation. So the Six of Cups actually talks about nostalgia. So you could be, again, you've got this kind of time warp energy of kind of like butterfly effect, looking back at the past. There could be a lot of nostalgia for the place that you know, for your childhood, or for the place that you've come from. So I feel like what you're doing is you're kind of like looking back at all the lessons of the past, all the events of your past, all the tower moments that have hit you along the way, and you're thinking, I can see now how they've made me a stronger person. I can see how every time I've been knocked down and I've picked myself up, I've learned something, I've become stronger, I've become more successful, I've had more tools added to my toolbox of life that make me able to be as strong as I am now. So yeah, nostalgia for the past, looking back at the past, looking back at all those lessons, right, with this Hierophant energy, and being like, yeah, there could be a sense of kind of nostalgia in terms of like longing as well for a past situation, you know, a sense of like what could have been, what didn't work out. So just be aware that you don't stick in that for too long. So you've got another two here, the Two of Wands. I feel like this is a card about making a decision, but I feel like you have made a decision. The imagery on this card is she's got a hold of one wand. She's turned her back to the other one. Is not interested in it. There's nothing there for her. Again, I was talking about leaving a situation behind where there's no growth, there's no opportunity, the situation's bare. Just noticing my throat's closing up, so something may need to be communicated in regards to this. You're leaving that desert space, right? You're leaving the past behind, because you've been there, you've done that, you've learned all the lessons. There's nothing for you there anymore. So looking out of the window, ready to explore a new opportunity. She's got the World card there. You know, it's like she's ready to, I'm almost seeing that stick as well as like a boat, like, you know, an oar. They're showing me gondolas. So yeah, you're like, I'm ready to travel, I'm ready to move. Like maybe you want to go on a road trip, right? Maybe you just want to travel. It's funny that you had the World card in your last reading as well as a future energy. Again, talks about you've got the world there, talks about travel, the need to explore, kind of like wanderlust. We all have that feeling because of lockdown, I feel, but you're feeling it more than most. You could have Sagittarius in your chart. It's like the need to kind of like get out, learn more, completing a cycle of learning, ready for kind of like a new start. So it could be like you've done your degree, you want to go and get your masters, that kind of thing. It can sometimes just be talking about the internet. You could be doing some kind of projects on the internet. Maybe you're just playing GeoGuessr, I don't know. So making a decision there. You've made a decision, and then what? The Queen of Cups and the Judgment card. So you're ending in your energy again. And the Sun there in the underlying. Libra, this is one of the best readings. Like this is an amazing reading. The Sun card is Leo. You could be connecting with a Leo or Sagittarius. You've got quite a lot of fire energy here going on. So This is Scorpionic energy. This is Scorpio and Libra. This could also be Scorpio. So strong Scorpio going on here. Again, don't know if you have Scorpio in your chart. It could be that you're partnering up with a Scorpio. Like I say, my mother's Scorpio, so I know that she's got my back. So take it as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. I don't know if this is like that high, priest and priestess business. Could be connecting with somebody, and even if they're not Scorpio sun, they could have Scorpio in the chart, strong Scorpio. I'm picking up on a lot of Plutonic energy for you, so it'd be interesting to know where Pluto is at the moment, and whether Pluto is affecting Libras, or whether Pluto's doing something in your chart. Pluto is Scorpionic energy, and I was really picking up on that, like underworld business. Pluto is the god of the underworld. The maiden card talks about Persephone. There's something to that. So you're moving into this Queen of Cups energy. You're moving into this new emotional space. Now, I was talking about how up here it's almost like she's balancing on that world. She's scared of falling into the choppy waters. The choppy waters symbolize turbulent emotions. You've got something going on here where you've got a lot of equilibrium. Like, there's no choppy waters here for you, but Libra, you're very, very balanced in a situation. It's like you're strong enough. That diamond inside you, that diamond soul, diamond mind, diamond heart, is like so clear and so strong that the kind of the drama around you can't knock you off your game. You're very, very balanced emotionally, and you're kind of like riding the waves. So excuse me a minute. Really running out of time. It tells me I've got 1 minute left now. So yeah, so very, very balanced emotionally, and very open and honest about your emotions. It's really like you're not hiding anything. You're just going with the flow, being open with your emotions, riding the waves, expressing love, nurturing people around you, and you're having this rebirth energy. Now, the Judgment card can talk about hearing a call, following your heart, knowing that there's something you need to do, knowing that there's somewhere you need to be, knowing that there's a partnership out there waiting for you. It can also talk about a rebirth in a situation. So if you've been in a relationship that's kind of had a bit of a drought, this can talk about a revival of that. So it's rebirth energy, and I was talking about this phoenix energy, but so I feel like it's you having some sort of rebirth in your life. Yeah, really very strong energy. Again, major arcana again there. You've got 4 major arcana here in your reading, ending with the sun. The sun is the happiest card in the deck. It's opportunity, expansion, freedom. So Libra, this reading looks amazing. Leave me a like if you liked. Share with your friends. I'm going to quickly pull you an advice card, and then I will bid you adieu. Okay, I really need to free up some more space on my phone. It's ridiculous. Right, let's get you an advice card. I've only got 50 seconds. Come on. Okay, I'm going to take that one that's right up there. Take time to breathe out. Yeah, so do that yoga, do that meditation work, ride the waves, keep that equilibrium, and then just enjoy the ride. Libra, you've got it all going on. You're so strong right now. This is like really, really powerful, strong energy. I don't even feel like, just go. You're the high priestess now. That's it. You don't need me anymore. All right, take care, guys. Leave me a like if you like, subscribe, share it with friends if you think it's their story, all that business. Brilliant reading. Really happy for you. Keep it up. All right, take care, Libra. Bye bye.